Hey everyone, it's Victoria Staten. Welcome back to Monday's Muse, your weekly wellness dose. This week, we've got a really cool episode. I know I say that every week, but I really mean it. This is an awesome episode with Mai, cooking with Mai. We're actually going to do a live cooking segment. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to go ahead and get her. Hey, Mai, I see she's on here. So yeah, let me just go ahead and reintroduce myself, although you already know who I am. I'm your host, and this is our co-host, Mai. Like I said, we're going to do a little cooking live, which I'm like super excited about because I've never done this before on one of these episodes. And of course, replay will be available for those that are not able to join us live. I know this is at a new time, so I'm looking forward to, hearing feedback and everything of those that are able to watch the replay. But just to kind of tell you about Mai, she is a self-taught home cook. She is proof that you don't need to be, a graduate from culinary school or grow up in cooking to learn how to cook well. And she likes to kind of take the complication out of cooking so that it's fun. She looks forward to trying new recipes. So I'm just really excited about this episode. I'm sorry, my eye is like watering so much. I don't know what's going on, but I guess this is tears of joy for the show. But quick disclaimer, we're not doctors. We're not your personal medical professionals. So of course, try the recipe, take our advice at your own risk, but please consult with a medical professional before changing your healthy lifestyle and your lifestyle routine. So Mai, why don't you tell those that are watching, those that will watch the replay, a little bit more about yourself? And thank you so much for being willing to even do the show with me.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mai at Cooking with Mai Tai. You will find me on Instagram making some really good decadent food. I am a cooking teacher. I have a health and wellness business where I'm a co-founder at Courtney Wellness Companion. And so in that company, I'm the chief operation officer, the COO, but I'm also the main foodie chef. I do a live cooking class every Thursday for our clients at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let me tell you, we've made some really delicious and good food that is sugar-free, diabetic-friendly, low carb, and there's no sacrifice on taste at all. So I have an education background. I used to be a middle school special education teacher a long time ago. That didn't work out for me, but I decided to repurpose my education skill in the culinary cooking education, I guess. Just empowering an everyday woman, busy mom, working woman to be healthy and have fun in the kitchen without all the stress.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that you had, education background and that you actually teach cooking classes. So that's awesome. And yeah, like you said, you don't have to sacrifice taste for health. I think that's a huge misconception, is that people think that everything that's healthy tastes nasty. Or I even remember I used to work a corporate job, and they used to do potlucks from time to time pre-COVID days, when that was kind of more of a thing. And I brought some green beans, and I remember someone eating my food, and they were like, "Oh, it was really good. I didn't think that it was going to be good because you eat healthy." I'm like, "Oh yeah, so I eat nasty food every day. My poor husband." But no, that's not true. But that's good.
That is like a common misconception, and just people equate healthy food with no taste. Like there's no, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go on a diet. I'm gonna be healthy, so I'm gonna just be eating salads and chicken breasts, and my life is gonna be miserable. But you are eating healthy and living the healthy lifestyle, and there's nothing boring about it, really. It's just empowering yourself to learn how to make some little changes, little tweaks with your ingredients, and doing your research and see what you can do to make it still retain the same flavor, but you're just subbing out just the things that will spike your sugar level, your make you have that crash or cause you inflammation, things like that.
Right. Yeah. Especially in speaking of that, spiking your insulin, that's something that even if you're not pre-diabetic or diabetic, whatever, you want to watch for, because the more you do that, the more of a negative impact it's going to have on your health in the long run
Yeah.
anyway. So I agree. So tell us your story, because obviously everyone has a story and I want to hear yours. What brought you into this healthier style of cooking, Mai? Like, what started all of this?
Well, a long time ago when I was pregnant with my two kids, I had gestational diabetes. So this is a diabetes that is caused because of your hormones and when you're pregnant. So I didn't have any diabetic symptoms before. I thought I was eating pretty healthy, but it's just my body can't tolerate, can't process insulin. My body becomes insulin resistant. So I had to go, I guess, eat the low carb so that I'm not spiking my sugar level. That will affect the baby weight. So when you have gestational diabetes, your baby's at risk to be birthed at a higher weight, which is can be deadly to the mother. Just the baby will have um, just like you have to watch everything because the baby gets that direct sugar from you. So you got to watch everything. I had what was called a high risk pregnancy. I had to be monitored and do all that. So once you, because like I don't know at how many weeks they test you for your glucose level, and they make you drink this really gross glucose drink. It's just pure sugar, and then they take your blood or take your glucose level and see if that had an insulin spike. I'm like, why wouldn't you? You're drinking all this sugar. But apparently some women can pass the test. I wasn't lucky enough. I failed both tests, and my sister had gestational diabetes, so it runs in our family. So I was like kind of prepared for it. Like with my second one, I'm like, I already know. So I just started the low carb eating like at the beginning of pregnancy because the diabetes is strong. So just starting my lifestyle because once you have gestational, you're more likely to develop type 2, and it's prevalent in a lot of Southeast Asian community. Don't know why, but like, yeah, my family, my grandma had diabetes and she died of Alzheimer. My uncle's is currently going through some Alzheimer. So it's a really nasty disease. And like, I've been reading up that Alzheimer is a type 3 diabetes because of the sugar. So, um, you know, harmful to your body. Yeah. So
Wow.
just preventative.
Okay. Okay. So what makes your new way of life, and I know you said like for you, you found that it was eating less carbs. You know, everybody's body is different, and you have to listen to your body when it's telling you certain things. Um, what made this new way of life and health sustainable for you and for your family? Because you know, I'm assuming you're not with the whole diet culture thing. You know, everybody wants to try some new diet, some new fad, but it's not
Yeah,
something that they can sustain. And that's what I always preach here is sustainability in your lifestyle, because you don't want it to just be for 30 days. You want to be able to maintain it for the long
ex
run.
exactly. That's a good question. So I know it's cliche, but like the way I eat right now is the way I want to, it's my lifestyle. It's just what I do. I'm not in it for the short term just to lose that quick weight and then get out and go back to the way I used to eat because I want to live a long, healthy, quality life. I don't want to be taking insulin when I get older or be dependent on medication or have diabetes complications, all kinds of stuff like that. And I have two young kids. I have a 5 and an 8-year-old, and they require a lot of energy. And,
Sure.
like before I changed the way I ate, I was just very tired. Not like from being a mom, that's tiring, but also just tired because I didn't have the energy, the nutrition that I needed. It was very heavy in carbohydrates. So like once I was done gave birth to my kids, I went back to the old ways, and then I had weaned my son, and the weight came back on because I was eating like I was still breastfeeding. Um, so it's like initially I did low carb and then I did keto just to lose the weight. But once the weight came off, there was like all these like really awesome benefits, like just like more clarity, more energy, just like being more aware of myself, and just like being a better version of myself, if that makes sense.
Still hungry.
Yes. So my next question for you, so in transitioning from being a traditional teacher to now teaching cooking classes, what skills or cooking skills have you learned that have been helpful in maintaining your lifestyle, especially as a busy mom of two and just everything else that life throws at you? What have you implemented in your cooking that's helped sustain your lifestyle as well?
So to be like successful at anything, you have to have the right type of ingredients, the right types of materials. So like having your environment set up so that you can be successful. So, cleaning up my pantry with all like the processed flour, the processed sugar, all that stuff, and replacing it with a low glycemic ingredients, having lots of fresh vegetables, lots of green, zucchini, cucumbers, cabbages, and things like that. And then adopting the mindset that it's not an all or nothing. Like if I don't have everything in this recipe, forget it, I'm not going to make it. Just being more flexible and seeing how you can adapt and be flexible with things. Yeah, because I have a few clients who's like, I'm just terrible at cooking, or I don't know, everything I make sucks, or I'm just tired of the flavor of everything I make. And it's like the problem is that they have this image or this expectations of themselves that it has to look like the way that the picture, or it has to look like spectacular, and they are so worried about the mechanics, like, oh, I need to have this, and just like not going with kind of their like intuition. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess it gets better as you go along. Everything takes practice. You're not everybody, no, nobody's born an expert at anything. You get better the more you do it. And that's with cooking, that's with talking, that's with like everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that too, because it made me think. I was listening to a podcast this morning on my way to cycle, and she was talking about fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, and how if you have a fixed mindset, like that's just like you're saying, people feel that, oh, that person's good at basketball because they were just born good at basketball, versus the growth mindset of, okay, I may not be that good at basketball, and I don't know why I'm using a sports analogy because I'm not a big sports person, but I'll go with it.
Olympics, right?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. The person that's not necessarily born as a natural born athlete or good at basketball, they have to practice to get better. But what separates those people is their mindset. And really, you can do anything that you put your mind to. You just have to be willing to put in the work and to accept, the failures as they come, and just grow throughout the process. So that being said, I know that people like to know different swaps. So what are a couple things in regards to Asian food, swap examples that someone can take on as a challenge today? Like maybe they cook
Okay.
with Asian food or something.
I got some good ones for you.
Awesome.
All right. So noodles. Noodles is a staple of Asian food, especially Vietnamese food. There's like 100 different types of noodle soup, noodles, stir-fried noodles. So instead of using rice flour or vermicelli or any flour-based noodles, this is called a kelp noodle, sea tangle, and it is made with a kelp, a sodium alginate, water, and salt. So it's three ingredients, and it is 1 gram of carbs, which is fiber. So 1 gram of carbon, which is all fiber. So essentially it's 0 carbohydrate and only 5 grams of calories per serving. So this is a good one. This is you can find this online or at the Korean grocery store. It's called sea tango or kelp noodle. And this is another type of noodle. It's called shirataki noodle. So same thing. This is made from the konjac root. This is prevalent in like Japanese culture, but it's now it's like kind of a thing for the keto community because it doesn't really have a taste to it. It absorbs whatever flavor you use in your soup or in your broth or your stir fry or whatever it is. So it's kind of like a blank canvas. Most of the time, I people use rice as kind of like or noodles as a filler, something that you put your meat or your entree on top, right? Kind of like it's just like what you're used to. Like, oh, we have rice every day
Yeah.
because that's what we're used to, or we have noodles. This is the way. But like, I for my mindset is that like you can still have the rice, just make it worth it. Like not because it's like, oh, it's a Thursday night and that's just what I always do. Like make a mindful decision. Okay, so the noodles, rice, I use cauliflower rice, frozen cauliflower. So you're probably aware of rice cauliflower. Yeah, I have this in my freezer at all times, and it's just rice cauliflower. That's all it is. And you can rice your own, but I like to buy the frozen one. Just convenience, right? Who has time to rice unless you want to? But like, yeah, you just put this in a skillet with some seasoning and just cook it for 5 to 10 minutes. It's delicious. Um, Again, it's used to absorb whatever entree you're cooking. And then sweetener. So we in Asian food, there's a lot of sauces that use white sugar or brown sugar. So I swap out for allulose or erythritol or monk fruit. So there's lots of brands out there. It's just it's a 0-calorie sweetener. It won't raise your blood glucose level, and it tastes like sugar. So like taste is very important to me. I wouldn't eat anything that was like weird. So that's why and you have to like try different things. Like don't just try it once and it's like, oh, this is gross, I'm not going to try it, because there's different manufacturers have a little bit of a different method, and some people may recommend something and you try, like, I don't know what they're thinking. So just like be open to trying different brands and not just like, oh, I tried it once and I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, those are, yeah. Did you have more?
I had some
Or that
more,
was,
but
that
we
was,
can
that was
share
good.
it later. Yeah.
Oh, you can go. You can go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
can,
mean to cut you
I
off.
can continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you like curry, I recommend getting this curry paste. And they have different types. This is a Penang curry, they have a red curry, yellow curry. And the ingredients, I always read the ingredients. And this is like, doesn't have any, no MSG, no preserve, no artificial. So it's just, lemongrass, chili, salt, garlic, like just spices and herbs in there. And that's all you really need, because not ev- all the products that's out there, you have to look at what's in it. You can't just take the word for the pretty signage or the health claims that they say. So just flip in the back and look at what's in there and look at the ingredients and look at the nutritional information. Like, what is the carbohydrate? Did they add sugar to this? Is it necessary to add sugar to this product? Like, why do you even need to add sugar?
Right.
Sugar is highly palatable because people who make products want you to keep buying it and get you addicted. And sugar, as we know, can be pretty addicting. So
Yes.
that's how they get products and get you to come back and buy
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. You have to look at those ingredients. It's funny. That makes me think about I was doing a wedding, and one of my I can't even remember if it was the bride or the groom. I think the groom's father worked for a big chicken manufacturing company that we've all heard of in marketing. And he was talking about how they put on their packaging that they don't put steroids in the chicken. And he's like, well, we can't put steroids in the chicken because it's illegal. No one does. But we put it on our packaging just because we want to look
Yeah.
like we're better than the next guy. So don't be
Well,
fooled by the
it's people who
marketing.
also put like gluten-free on things that doesn't have gluten to begin with. It's like, because it's the buzzword, right? So it's
Absolutely.
just funny.
Yes, that's so true. So yeah, those are all amazing swaps. I love that. Give me some new ideas. Some of that stuff I've not tried. Some like the kelp noodles. I'm going to check those out.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you have for or do you have for someone who is facing the challenges that you did? Maybe they are about to go back and get their second test for gestational diabetes, or maybe they're on the verge. Maybe they know they have family history and they're newly pregnant or something, and they want to help prevent, someone in your shoes. What advice would you give them?
I recommend they get in touch with me.
Yeah.
But seriously, there's so many resources out there nowadays versus when I was pregnant with my first kid. There was like not a lot of stuff there. Like the nutritionist or the person that told after I got my diagnosis, they're like, okay, you got to go to this class, and they give you like a list of food you can eat, and then you're kind of like in shock. But like, oh my God, I can't eat bread, I can't eat rice, I can't eat anything. Like, oh, I have to eat this lettuce and salad and chicken and like boring. So like, whereas now there's like so many things like you can do a low carb or a keto in a Google search, and you can find a list of recipes and ingredients, and so many food bloggers that are very savvy, and they make like the food that you grew up, like regional food, Asian food, Mexican food. There's like a keto for every type of cuisine nowadays. And Instagram is a really great resource. And, there's just like, do your research. And if you're not sure, just reach out to somebody, because I know that for me, I like to help people, because that's my goal, was I wish there was somebody like me when I was going through my pregnancy. I had helped a friend of mine who was diagnosed with gestational. She went into like a really deep depression, like because she couldn't eat anything, and like I coached her up, and I let her know like these are the things you can use. Your life is not over. Because like when you're in the thick of it, you're just so confused, and just a little bit of guidance and somebody just telling you, it's going to be okay. There's a way out of this, and you don't have to be miserable for the duration of your pregnancy.
Yeah, because it's important. What you eat is important, and
Yes.
we get accustomed to eating certain things, good or bad. And it is good, like you said, there's so many different resources. But this is the part that I'm the most excited for, is the cooking segment.
Yeah, me
So
too.
yeah, of course, I wanted to also mention that I will post the recipe for what Maya is going to be showing us, what she's going to be cooking today, so that you can whip this up later. And of course, the replay will be available. So if you want to go back and fast forward or watch this again and follow along, then you are welcome to do that as well. So yeah, what are you going to be
Yeah.
cooking?
So it's summertime, right? And summertime, we like to eat ice cream. And it's July. Did you know that July is National Ice Cream Month? Well, there was a National Ice Cream Day, but like the ice cream community say it's the whole month. So some people celebrate the whole month, some people celebrate the whole year. It's all good.
Yeah,
So
right.
today I'm going to show you how to make mason jar ice cream, and with no ice cream maker and just a mason jar or whatever jar you got. So I have this mason jar. You can use like your old jars. I have a lot of almond butter. Just wash them out and save them. So any type of jar with a lid, a tight fitting lid. And you're going to need heavy whipping cream. So I like to use the organic version. And again, not all whipping cream are made the same. are equal. So this is just organic cream and gallon gum, which is, I guess, a stabilizer. But other whipping cream might have other additives and sugar and stuff. You don't want that. So you want just plain old cream. Okay. And then you're going to need a sweetener. So I'm using an allulose sweetener. This is a sugar substitute, and it's like kind of a rare sugar. It's found in like figs and jackfruit and kiwi, and they just get the extract of it. So this, I mean, you can use any other types of sweetener, like a swerve or a Lakanto, erythritol base. The reason I use allulose is that it, when you make ice cream, the other sweeteners tend to crystallize it. So it doesn't have that creamy taste, and you have to leave it on the counter for a little bit. But you could use any type of sweetener you want. Okay, and then you need vanilla. Okay, so vanilla extract. So we're just going to be making a vanilla base ice cream. Okay, so in your jar, let's add the sweetener. So let me pull this up. Okay. All right, let me get my measuring spoon. Okay, so you can see. All right, so I'm going to add a tablespoon of sweetener. Okay, so when you make your own ice cream, you can decide how sweet or how not sweet you want it. So I'm just going to start with 1 tablespoon, and then I can adjust it later if I want it to be sweeter. Okay, and then your vanilla. So I would do a tablespoon of vanilla. Okay, because you want that beautiful vanilla flavor. And by the way, this is homemade vanilla. I just vanilla bean and vodka, and I cooked it in the pressure cooker.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, and then you have your heavy whipping cream. So you add about a cup or up to whatever. So this one is a cup and a half, a 12-ounce jar. So a cup is up to this middle. So you can adjust to whatever you need. If you have a smaller jar, use less. But this is basically cream, vanilla extract, and sweetener. All right. So I'm going to do about a cup. And then the next part is kind of cool. And if you have kids or you have little nieces and nephews or a husband, you just shake it. And you shake it for 3 to 5 minutes until the cream gets, coagulate. And then you put it in your freezer. And so this is just your basic vanilla, but you can add like cacao powder or cocoa powder in there to make it chocolatey, or you can add a hazelnut spread. I have a hazelnut spread that I use. It's Chalk Zero, and this is a keto chocolate. So this is 1 gram of net carb per 2 tablespoons. This is kind of like a Nutella equivalent, a low-carb Nutella equivalent. But yeah, you just shake it, and then so you can customize it to however you like. So I've made this with matcha powder, so you can have matcha green tea flavor. You can do this with, if whatever you like, green tea. Peppermint. You can do like a chocolate mint ice cream with a little peppermint extract and chocolate chip. I have this chocolate chip that I can sometimes add. This is sugar-free chocolate. It's from Chalk Zero. And they have like a milk chocolate, a white chocolate, a dark chocolate. So whatever type of chocolate you want. And then you can also add blueberries if you want kind of like blueberry ice cream or a strawberry. Like, you get the drift. It's like endlessly customizable. And as you saw, there was only 3 ingredients, and then add on whatever other flavor you like. So they do sell keto ice cream and low-carb ice cream out there, but it's so easy to make. Like, why not make it yourself? But I do buy the stuff if I'm like too lazy.
Yeah, I just said, if you can get a good arm workout, just shaking in between,
Yeah, so like you check. Okay, so You see that? So it could be a little more shake, but you want it to coat your spoon like a thick.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you keep shaking, and then you taste to see if this is like, this type of sweetness you like. It's a little bit mild, so I'm gonna add a little bit more sweetener
Okay.
to it. Um, so I'm gonna do like another tablespoon. So it's up to you what you like. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of this chocolate hazelnut spread in there.
So I have a question for
Okay?
you about the
Yes.
allulose.
Yes.
I've never used allulose before. I do love monk fruit because it doesn't have the weird stevia taste that I know
Aftertaste.
some people hate, and it
Yeah.
also, like you said, it's hypoglycemic, so it's not gonna spike your insulin or your glucose levels or anything if that's an issue for you.
Yes.
But is the allulose, does it have a taste?
No, this does not have a taste. So it tastes like sugar to me. And some people prefer allulose to it. I think you just have to try it and
Yeah.
see if it agrees with you. And the thing about allulose is that it caramelizes like sugar. So you can make like a caramel sauce. You can make flan with it and they'll give you that beautiful golden brown color. You can do a sweet or a savory dish with it. So it's good to have a few different options because they all have a little bit of a different chemistry and
Yeah.
property. So it's kind of like a fun experiment for me just to try different things. If you can have the means to try because they can get a little bit pricey, but I get them on sale, or I have this store called Grocery Outlet that I think I bought this from. It was like $6.99 for this bag, a pound. Um, Amazon has them, so anything you want, you can buy at Amazon.
Yeah. I know.
Okay,
So,
so do you see this? The difference? It's like
yes.
a little bit thicker.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so I'm just all you gotta do is like put this in the freezer for 3 to 4 hours, and then have it for dinner. So um, I made one this morning. So I'm just gonna do a taste test with you.
Awesome.
All right. All
Now
right.
you make all of
So,
us hungry.
well, it's lunchtime here.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here's the ice cream. This is the hazelnut ice
Okay.
cream. Mmm. Mm. It's really good.
Well, that's great. I'm
I
definitely
mean,
gonna make.
like super creamy. It looks like
Yeah.
a Frosty Freeze or something from Wendy's, right? Mm.
Yeah, but like way better for you without all that extra.
I mean, like that took like 5 minutes, really, literally,
Right, not
to
long at
make.
all.
I mean, it's so good. It's satisfying. And you know exactly what went into it because you made it yourself.
Hmm.
And whatever mood you're in, you can customize your ice cream to whatever you like. If you like, it's peach season, so add some little peaches on top of there, or berries, whatever you floats your boat.
Now, for someone that doesn't do dairy,
Yeah,
do you know if like a coconut milk, since that tends to be thicker, would work, or maybe an oat milk, or would it doesn't?
I have actually made it with coconut cream, and that
Okay.
works. Yeah, so the ratio is still the same.
Okay.
The texture might be a little different because it's made with coconut cream, but it's coconutty. If you don't like coconut,
Right.
you might be in trouble. I haven't tried with any other milk, but
Okay.
again, experiment. I don't know if they have. So you want something a little bit thicker that's gonna
Right.
cream up. So I don't know if almond has almond cream. I don't know.
Okay.
So you
Something
want
that might
like
work.
that. Yeah, you want that fat to
Yeah.
make the ice cream because that's what makes ice cream, right? The cream.
Right. 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 Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope that some of y'all will try that out. But before we go, I wanted
Hmm.
to ask you, because I always like to ask for a fun fact. Like, what is a personal fun fact that you would like to share that maybe a lot of people don't know?
Oh, what a personal fun fact. Shoot.
I know it always gets
um,
you. First question.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is fun, but I am a lefty in everything except for writing. So growing up, my mom made me become a right-handed writer, but everything else is my dominant hand is left. So funny enough, I don't know how to write my left, but I know how to write my hand. But everything else, playing tennis, cutting, um, holding utensils, it's everything is with my left hand.
Wow. That is a fun fact. I mean, most people either, yeah, you choose one or the other, or maybe you're ambidextrous and you can do both.
Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
if you can force it, but only if you like work at it. So, I was I guess in the Asian culture, they don't want you to be left-handed when you're writing. I
Mhm.
guess it's harder or it's seen as weird. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, that's cool. Well, thank you so much, Mai. And before we leave, how can the viewers stay in touch with you or get in touch with you? Maybe they want to work with you or just have some additional questions.
Yeah, you can always DM me at Cooking with Mai Tai, or you can follow me on my Instagram. I also have a YouTube. It's also got call at Cooking with Mai Tai. I'm on Facebook. Um, yeah, so on Twitter, all over the place. So I'm most active on Instagram. So if you want to reach me, leave me a comment on here and tag me. Or, I love it when somebody makes something and they tag me because it's like, oh, you made it and you liked it.
Yes. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Mai. And I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. And of course, the replay will be available, and I will share a link with you as well, Mai, so that you can share with your community. And I hope y'all have a great Monday. Smooth. Thank you for joining us for your weekly wellness dose. And we'll see you next week. All right, y'all have a good
All
one.
right. Thank
Bye.
you. Have a great day.